Hello everybody, another case opening for you. I got a big shipment from A&J Toys. They shipped me two Hot Wheels cases, the US J case and the International L case, and along with it came this case, the G case from Matchbox. Another 24 count case. I don't know if you can see that down there. Right there. We've kind of had that ongoing conversation about Matchbox cases, and since they are small with 24, which I think is an appropriate size for their assortments, we just hope that the assortments are good, and they promote buying multiples of the good stuff, that the good stuff will go quicker, which will allow, I mean, hopefully all of it goes, but that the good stuff goes quickly. Oh, interesting. And it tends to generate more movement and more refills. So, on the pegs. All right. I am looking at this case and we already see something very interesting. So this is kind of new. And you'll see this as soon as I turn it over. I don't know if this is unique to this case or if this is something we're going to be seeing. But as soon as I do it, stuff's going to fall over. See? You see this, what I'm looking at here? You've got, here, I'll kind of put it up here. You've got, instead of the, everything kind of sitting on its side, majority of the case is piled on top of each other, and then you have only one side piece plus a little separator here. So I don't know if this is, now I have some models from the G case, and there's a lot of larger castings in this case, a lot of trucks and things. And so maybe they had to do it this way, but we'll only find out when we see the next case if this is how they're going to go moving forward. So let's see how that works. I have everything here. I'm just going to pick it up for now, and then we'll go through it. And remember, we want to see, one of the things we want to see is what's being repeated, like what comes in multiples in this case. So let's just move forward. Let's start. All right. We start with the down below, the hard nose, the International armored car, or armored truck, and the Matchbox moving van. So this was introduced last year, right? The hard nose, plastic, kind of a plastic body over plastic with a metal chassis. Not a model I'm totally into. I don't know about you guys. I know the plastic doesn't make anyone happy, but and that will be the case here. Now this is an interesting one. And I'm going to try and find out why this is, but the International armored truck here has the livery of a previous truck, maybe 10 years ago, or more than that, maybe more 10 to 15 years ago. There was a armored truck that had this exact livery. Now the big difference here, which is frustrating, is that this is now a plastic body on a metal chassis, and so interesting. There's got to be a reason that they did this one, and maybe it's Michael Giralda who wanted to do it, as maybe it was one of his designs. So I'm going to try and find out, and I'll let you guys know, maybe on the blog. This one I really like. The Matchbox moving van is an unlicensed casting, but this is how I like them to do it, because you know they have budgets. There's going to be some metal, some plastic. The cab is metal, and the back is plastic, and to me that's okay. And this version looks fantastic. That is the Matchbox logo in Japanese. That was created by Michael Giralda. He put it on a t-shirt last year at the Matchbox gathering that a few people wore, and now we see it on the moving van. I really like that. It's cool to see the Matchbox logo in Japanese. Alright, next three. Travel Trekker and the Geo. I believe it's Geo. I don't know if it's Geo. This is what happens when you get on video. You have no idea how to pronounce them. Travel Trekker is new. So I'm looking at this one. Let me look at it closely real quick. Okay, yeah, so we're plastic here. Unlicensed model, plastic cab, plastic trim, plastic camper, kind of an off-road truck. And then, yeah, the metal chassis. So here's my feeling on this. Do I like the model? Not really. I would like to see it more based on a realistic car. You know, put the camper on a truck, like a Toyota or something like that, and I think I would like that better. That being said, if they're going to do models like this, I mean, look, Hot Wheels does a ton of unlicensed stuff. We don't tend to get really worked up about it, but at least people, I don't hear anybody saying it, but a lot of people do about these things. Here's my feeling. If they're going to do this, fine. It's going to be a percentage of the line. Make this plastic. I'm fine with this being plastic as long as the other models are not. And we'll, knowing this case, we're going to get into that very, very soon. In fact, I'm going to put this off to the side because we're going to talk about it a little bit more. Geo Rescue, that's metal, all plastic trim, plastic base. That top part is metal. Introduced last year, looked really good. I like this version too, so very cool. Alright, trying to dig these out of this, the way these are laid out is kind of interesting, kind of hard. Okay, I think the Rumble Raider and the Ford F350 crate truck, I think those are all repeats from previous cases. Again, this is licensed model. I'm good with this. The cab is metal, the back is plastic. That's totally fine with me. It feels real because the cab is, or not real, but it feels nice because the cab itself is metal. This is a car I could care less about. The Crime Crusher. And then, yeah, the Rumble Raider is a repeat. Next three. Okay. Aqua King is a repeat. Mazda MX-5 Miata is also a repeat. And the Rapid Rescue is new for this case. I think that we've seen this, this was introduced a couple of years ago. This one's metal with the plastic raft that actually comes off, plastic base. You know what, again, make this plastic and then make sure that some other metals are metal. I'm fine with that. Miata continues to sit on the 5 spokes. I did a post on the blog the other day about the tri-spoke wheels, which were, those were the original wheels. They were switched to these 5 spokes. And the feeling from the Matchbox team was that we would see the tri-spokes, but only at the very beginning of the run. Well, we still have not seen the tri-spokes anywhere, so starting to wonder if they'll even show up at all. Okay. But good to see the Miata because the Miata only came 1 per case last time. And in the last case, which was loaded with cool licensed models, including all of these. Well, the Deep Diver isn't licensed, but the Range Rover Evoque and the Corvette Stingray, they all came. They came as 2 per case in the last case. They were repeated here, so is the Mazda, which is great. So cool stuff. Good to see them in there. All right, last 3. Okay, there's the divider. So kind of seems a little makeshift, right? They just folded it up and threw it in there, but whatever works, right? Okay. Torque Titan Custom 68 Mudstanger, repeated as well, which is good, and the Scraper. What are they calling this now? The Matchbox Scraper X or Scape? I don't know. SCPRX. This is a National Parks model. Has the National Parks livery on it. National Parks color. I am always happy to see this model or to see that livery show up, and I do like the Scraper. I've always liked the Scraper. I can't really explain why, but again, this is how I like unlicensed models. At least they're based on something real, and they look real. So this is a very welcome addition to the National Parks series, and definitely goes into the collection for sure with the other models that I have. All right, the last. Oops, these are falling over. So you can see how this is working. All right, so let's get out these last few here. So, okay, Alfa Romeo 4C. It's a recolor in white. New to this case, Skidster. I don't think is new to this case. Might be. And then the 2014 Ford Transit News Van. We'll get to that in a second. Moving that right here. The Alfa Romeo, if you want to take a look at it, love it in white. Alphas are red, Alphas are white. We've seen red, gray, or that gunmetal gray, and now white. This might be my favorite version. Looks really good. That's a great casting. Last three, and then we'll talk a little bit more. So here, do that. So another Ford Transit, then the Seed Shaker, that might be a new color, and the Terraniac, which has a metal cab, right, and everything else is plastic. Okay, so let's talk about this Ford Transit. In fact, I think I have one here, yeah. Okay, so there's your, I'll put the Ford Transit right here. There's whatever this was called. What's the model called? The Travel Trekker. Here's your Ford Transit. So, like I said, I don't mind that this model is plastic. Here, I'll even move in a little bit. There we go. I don't mind that this model's plastic because it's unlicensed. And it is, one for kids to collect and beat up and play with. I don't know if that top part, the top part does come off. And then you have a pickup truck. It looks cool, but it's fine. I don't mind that these are plastic. Make them plastic. So that when you do a licensed model, you can put a little bit more metal in it. And I don't know, I'm sure everything has its own budget. But it would be cool if you take a little bit away from this one. You can even make the chassis plastic, I don't care, and add a little bit more to this one, because here is the Ford Transit, news van, very cool, good, looks really, really good, right? It's a good looking model. Problem is, it's a plastic body. So metal chassis, plastic body, and I don't get too caught up in like no interior or things like that. I'm okay with that. But I do like to have a little bit of metal in the body of these models. Now, it says a little moving part on it, with the little radar thing. The model is nice. It looks nice, but it just doesn't have the feel that you hope for with the model. So this will make, some people won't care. Some people are totally fine with it. The Renault Ambulance is like this too, the plastic body, and I know it's a bigger model and it's hard to, sometimes you can make a metal cab and a plastic body. This one, there's really no cutoff. I understand that to make this metal, but if you had to make this whole top part plastic so you could put the metal pieces right here, I'm good with that. Or even if you couldn't add the interior or something like that. I know it's not ideal, but I think it's better than the plastic body. That was the discussion with the Mercedes 6x6. You could go plastic body with an interior or metal body with no interior, and they did the right thing with the metal body, I think. And I think they could have done that here. And maybe there's time, if we talk about it, maybe there's time to modify it. I know that this Matchbox team is committed to metal bodies, especially on the licensed models, and we'll see what happens moving forward. This has been in development for a long time, so this might be from the old school way of thinking. And we're just going to have it. Looks good, doesn't feel as nice. That's my feeling on that. So, anyway, this is the Matchbox 24 count case. I didn't pay a ton of attention. It looks like, look, I'm glad that at least, the new license model in this case got the twofer. So did the Travel Trekker, maybe a couple more, but I wasn't really paying attention. So from that perspective, that's good. You want to see those repeated. But we'll talk about those models, and I'll probably talk more about that on the blog as well. Anyway, hope you're well, and we will talk to you later.